In the previous installment, we discussed how to identify the form and purpose of the subject so you know what you are analyzing before looking at its details. Here, we're going to zero in on the subject by using a strategy called notice and rank. It's important in notice and rank to keep your focus on the concrete details of your subject, perhaps making useful comparisons as a way of doing this. Try to avoid using evaluative or judgmental language, or in discussing the subject in abstract terms. Pretend you are looking through a microscope. Say only what you see. Let's take a look at this old poster made by the Americans during World War II. You might be tempted right away to make some judgments about what this poster is trying to do, what message it's conveying. But remember to suspend those judgments for now. Simply look through your microscope and say what you see. Well then, what do we see? There's a red background. Both German and English are used. There are 5 men wearing uniforms and they've been drawn in black and white. And I'm going to make a comparison here and say that their faces look like demons. They have pointy teeth and open mouths, and I'll make another comparison here and say that the layout looks like a comic book. You may notice more elements than those I've detailed here. Feel free to jot those down. You can never notice too much. Now that you've noticed the details of your subject, think about which of those details stand out to you. Here, it's important to suspend your impulse to ask, what do I like or dislike? Or what do I think? Instead, ask yourself, what do I notice? What do I find most interesting, revealing, or strange? This prompt will lead you to more productive answers. Looking at our list again, we might say that the red background, the use of German and English, and the faces like demons are the most interesting or revealing or strange details of the poster, though any element that stands out to you should be considered important. After you've noticed the most interesting, revealing, or strange details of your subject, write a sentence for each articulating why you chose the details that you did. For instance, we might say that the faces are interesting and strange because we don't expect carolers to look like devils. The red background is significant because it's the only color on the poster besides black, and that color is associated with really strong emotions. It might remind us of fire, passion, love, hell. Also, it's the color of the Nazi flag. The use of both German and English is interesting because it makes us wonder who the intended audience for the poster is. Notice that each of these explanations refrains from using evaluative or judgmental language. We're still in the noticing phase of analysis, where we're simply trying to describe what we see and why we see it the way that we do. We've begun to move toward speculation, but we have yet to draw conclusions about what we see. That will come later in move number 4. In the next installment, we'll look at another exercise called the method that will help you look closely at your subject and draw out important details about it.